Hey guys, it's the Glamorous Witch and I am back for another video. So today's video is so exciting. I'm going to be sharing with you today how I make my Love Linen Wash. Yes, honey, I have scoured the internet looking for anything that's like this or any type of video that's out there because I wanted to see how other people, how they do it, how they maneuver it, but I really have not seen anything on the internet when it comes to magic love linen washes or washes for your clothing. Now essentially what this is, you can make this anywhere, and it doesn't mean that just because it's not on the internet that it hasn't been done for hundreds of years, but I'm going to be taking a modern spin and I'm going to be kind of like tweaking a little bit and showing you how that you can upgrade all of your magical supplies in your home, including your laundry detergent. So I have two separate ways here today that we're going to be getting into. One is for the witch that's on the go and doesn't have time to make a whole batch of some shit, and the other is for somebody who wants to have something on hand, who wants something that's all natural, healthy for the skin, and that can be concentrated, that doesn't cost too much. So I'm going to give you two separate ways of imbuing all of your fabrics with magic. So if you want to learn how to make your very own Love Linen Wash, just keep watching. So let's get into this. Again, like I said before, I have looked all over the internet trying to find something that's along the lines of this. When I Google a love wash or a love linen wash or a love detergent or a love liquid laundry soap, whatever the case may be, magical, I put hoodoo, I put all that stuff. Nothing comes up, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, but I'm about to making sure that it comes up. And this is going to be something that you're gonna wanna add to your arsenal. And I'm really surprised that a lot more witches haven't done this, but if there is, and I am not the only one, please, 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 please comment down below and let me know where that video is or that article or whatever that teaches this, because I would love to see how they adapt it and if we kind of had the same mind about it. So anyways, the first one is going to be for my witches that are on the go. And as you can see here, we have an assortment of essential oils. We have some Florida water here. I have rose water. I have my own Love Curio water, my own like spiritual oil. And then I have a bunch of herbs here that coincide with our intention. A bowl here with a t-shirt. We're going to be washing this witchy t-shirt here today for you guys. And then I also have a tea kettle down here, which you can't see, but we're going to be using that, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, let's get into what exactly we're doing. So the purpose of a love linen wash or a love wash, where you're going to be putting in articles of clothing, maybe your undergarments, maybe you're going to be washing your sheets, your pillowcases, anything where your lover will be, laying and resting their head. Maybe you're washing their clothes with love properties and things, and whatever the case may be. You can also do this with the curtains. You can do this with pretty much anything that can be washable within like a container. I'm using this small glass container, but if you have a bigger container and you want to soak your clothes into it, you can totally do that as well. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of options. Now, I'm going to go down the line here of what we have, and then I'm going to show you how to do this. So let's get into what's in this blend. Now, I have a few items here that I'm gonna kind of go over and make sure that we touch on today for this video. So the first thing we're gonna be using in this blend is going to be roses. Now, rose is going to be a huge essential part of everything that is in this blend and everything that we're going to be doing going forward when it comes to all of the linen washes. It's a very high vibrational plant that attunes to the frequency of love, and so we want to make sure that we're putting it in there in all aspects. So we actually have the herbal form here, and then I also have rose water. Now this is 100% distilled rose water. I really love this. Herbal Alives. It's pure. This is something that's so pure you could actually drink this if you wanted to, and it's not going to harm the body, which is why I really love it. So you want to make sure that it's food grade when you are purchasing it and when looking out for it online. You're gonna find stuff online that says facial toner, da 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 da. As long as it doesn't have any other chemicals or any other things other than rose Roses and water, you are good to go. Okay, next on the list is lavender. So we have lavender here. Lavender is going to serve to create peace, love, romance, tranquility, and to attract and to draw in our lover. I also have this in essential oil form as well. So remember, anything that you do here in herb form, you can always use it in essential oil form if it works better for you. And ultimately, you're going to want to do that for the next thing we're doing, but we're not going to skip ahead. So next I have jasmine. I really love jasmine in all love workings, in magical and spiritual workings, as a not only an energy of strong drawing in and attraction, but I love the feminine properties that come forward for me when I use this. We're going to be using raw cinnamon sticks. So these, I got these at these at the 99-cent store. You can get them pretty much anywhere, but I would stick to the whole ones, not cinnamon powder. You want it to be these whole cinnamon pieces because of two reasons. Cinnamon is spicy, and if you're gonna be wearing this, it could be a little bit of an irritant on the skin, so just keep that in mind. I find that the whole ones don't do as much damage as far as, you know, overtaking it with the smell, and it doesn't get as embedded into the clothing and create any irritants on the skin. We're also gonna use catnip. Catnip is really great to pull in and to attract, also enhance beauty, physical attraction, to allure individuals, and also to create a euphoric energy around the love connection. We have red sandalwood here as well, which I really love in this blend, and this serves as a strong love and attraction blend, but it also has protective properties. We're gonna be adding in Damiana. Damiana is really great for this as well because Damiana is a natural aphrodisiac, and I've spoken about this in other videos. Damiana is something that I would always use when doing lust or love or passion work because it is just going to serve to bring that energy and that vibration in. We have cleavers here for love as well, and there's gonna be a few other items that I'm gonna be adding to this blend, specifically saffron. I want to add hibiscus, but the reason why I'm not showing you this here is because before you add in things like hibiscus that are going to naturally turn a red color, you want to make sure that you're not soaking your clothes in, you know, a red dye if it's a white shirt. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna turn your clothes red. So hibiscus is something that I would use because the article of clothing that we're using today is kind of like a deep maroon. I could use the hibiscus on this and it wouldn't be a problem. Now, I would say another really great one to add as well is rosemary. That's also really great for love and connection, but it's also great for healing. And if you're a feminine witch watching this, this can actually give you the upper hand in the workings. Now, this is for just love and romance and to bring this air of energy into it. But if you wanted to get more into a domination, you could add essential oils such as clove here. You could add patchouli as well. We have frankincense here. And you know, we also have a cinnamon essential oil. If you wanted to, you could take all these things off the table and then just add whatever spiritual oil that you wanted to the blend and allow that spiritual oil to serve as the, you know, if you want to put a domination oil in there or a love haunt or whatever the case may be, you can do that and make that happen. So let's jump in so you guys can see how we're doing this. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in here so that you guys can see the bowl and see how I'm putting everything in here. So our first ingredient in this blend is going to be our roses. Next, we're going to add in our jasmine. Now we are going to add in our lavender. Next on the list is catnip. Next is damiana, Spanish saffron, red sandalwood. Next, we're going to add cleavers. I am going to be adding in just a little bit of hibiscus. our cinnamon sticks. All right, so now we are, I don't think you guys can hear this, but we are actually going to be stepping into putting our hot water into the blend. Now, this is a pretty big container of it, but we're gonna fill it to the halfway mark. Remember, this is hot, so please be careful. Now we have our water in here. It's going to allow this to steep for a second. I'm going to add in our essential oils. I added our rose water now. I wish you guys could smell this. It's amazing. All right, so now we are going to step into our essential oils. So I know we already added a lot of these herbs in here, but I'm going to double down with the essential oils because I really want the fragrance to be in there. I'm going to add lavender essential oil here. We have sweet orange, and citrus is really great for energizing and really illuminating and invigorating passion and sexual energy. And remember, you're blessing and activating every single step of the way. Obviously, I'm showing you how to do this, but you would be chanting and praying and saying your incantations as well. We're going to add in jasmine, cinnamon essential oil, there you go. So we're gonna be adding in patchouli as well. I love it in Love Magic because it's really, really attracting. It's very a strong drawer in of love and connection. So we're gonna bless and activate that patchouli as well. And last but not least, we are going to add in frankincense. This is steaming now. I wish you guys could smell this. And you're gonna let this kind of brew and do its thing. I am gonna add in just a little bit of Florida water as well. Just a smidge. So now we're just going to stir our blend here. I'm just gonna let everything kind of come together. So while you're stirring this, you're gonna be setting your intention, you're gonna be chanting, you're gonna be saying what it is that you want the blend to be doing. So this blend is serving to enhance our sexual appeal, to bring an open heart of love and connection, to bring sensual, sexy energy to the wearer of this article of clothing, that they feel empowered in their own sensuality and their own beauty. They feel alluring and attractive, that they're at peace with themselves, they feel powerful, that they feel at ease in their own skin. They feel loved, loving, and lovable, and attractive in every aspect. I'm also going to suggest here, so you could also put in an oil. So this is Contacardia's Joy Oil. And I also have here my own personal love blend. But if you wanted to add your own oil to this, your own essential oil blend, your own magical oil, this would be the point too to add it. So I'm just gonna add like a little drop. Okay, yeah, like the smallest drop of life, because it does have a little bit of micropigmentation. And I'm also going to add just a little small drop of the Joy Oil, because who doesn't want a little bit of joy? Okay, and again, we're going to mix this up. Now you can kind of decide how long you want to keep the herbs in here and how long you want everything to kind of sit. But I would at least wait until the water is not so hot where you can actually put your hands in here and dip the clothing and article of clothing in here. Okay, so we're back. It's cooled for just a little bit. It's still a little too hot for me to put anything in there, but I wanted to show you this next step. So I'm going to start to sift out the herbs and transfer them into this bowl where I'm gonna actually soak the blend because I don't want the herbs to be in this blend with this, because once we are done with this and we go to dry it, we don't want a bunch of herbs in our dryer. I'm going to sift it and let you guys see that process as well. Here we have one of my favorite witchy t-shirts. So we're just gonna submerge our article of clothing, and I'm just gonna take this spoon since it is a little too hot still. And you're gonna wanna just stir this in a clockwise motion in the blend and let it submerge. While you say your prayers or your incantations, you chant and you speak over this article of clothing. All right, so now we have finished soaking and chanting and setting our intention. And we are going to just wring this out just a little bit so it's not too drippy and too wet. And now we are going to take this to the dryer. Okay, so now we are at our second portion of this video where I'm going to be teaching you how to make actual laundry liquid detergent. Still magical, still using the same types of energetic intention, but this is going to be something that you can store and keep. So you're going to need 2 bars of pink Zote soap. Now this is laundry soap, and it's also really great for whitening your clothes and has a really great fresh scent. Now you can get this in white, you can get this in blue as well. I don't think pink means anything as far as scent goes. I think they all have the same scent, but you can just get it in a different color if that's what you like. And then I also have 1 bar of Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile bar soap, and this is hemp rose. So I feel like this is something that you definitely want to add to this blend. And what we're gonna do is, today we're going to grade these down and turn this into a whole mixture in a blend. So that is gonna take a little bit of time, but if you wanted to, you can actually buy Zote in the flakes online. You can buy them in the flakes. I'm not sure if they have the colors. I'm sure that they do if you don't want to do this process, but I'm going to grind these down all together and mix them, and then I will show you the next step. All right, you guys, so I have ground up my Zote soap and half a bar of the Castile hemp rose soap. You're also going to need borax, and you're also going to need Arm & Hammer super washing soda, and this is a laundry booster to make the rest of this blend, and I will show you how all this goes in just a second. First things first, you're going to want to heat up your pans full of water, and I'm going to be adding in rose water as well to that. And like I said, rose is such a huge part of this work, and it is really great at complementing the energy and the vibration of love and just feeling overall good, and it smells really great in the blend. So you're just gonna add that to your boiling water. And you don't want this to boil. You don't want to bring this to a boil. You want to bring this to a simmer. So these have been going on for maybe like 5 minutes so far. So what I would do while I'm waiting for these to boil, what I would do is actually start to grind down your Zote soap and your Castile soap. So the Castile soap is a different consistency. It's very like fine. When I ground it down, much easier to grate the Zote, I will say that, as it's more malleable. But I wish you guys could smell this. It smells very fresh, citrusy, citronella kind of smell. So it's a really, really nice fragrance. And I chose pink because this is our love laundry detergent, and I want to make sure that I know that that's what this is when I go to use it. Now you could use the white ones, and like I said, they actually offer this in the flakes already, so that way you don't actually have to grade it down, because it does take a little bit longer to grade this. But if you're totally fine with that process and you want to be engaged with every step of this, it's the way to go. And this is 2 bars of Zote pink soap and a half a bar of the Castile soap that's hemp rose scented. So keep that in mind, and we're going to be, once these have come to a simmer, we're going to take half of this, put it in this one, and half of it and put it in there as well. So I'm bringing you guys in closer so you can see what I'm about to do. So these are pretty warmed up now. I'm going to just transfer half of this, and obviously I'm eyeballing half of the Zote and the Castile. And what's going to happen here is this is going to dissolve down. And that's what you want to do. So you don't want this to boil by any means. So that's about half. I'm going to take this over here. And we're making this really concentrated. That way we don't have to use that much of it when we put it into the laundry. And it will last longer over time. Again, preferably you'd want to do this all in one pot, but because I have a lot and I don't have a big enough pot to support all of this, you could obviously, you know, do what works for you. But you're going to want to just make sure that you're getting everything into the pan. Now I have equal parts the borax. So for this, it's 2 cups of borax, 20 Mule Team, and 2 cups of the Arm & Hammer baking soda laundry booster. So they're going to be equal parts here. We're going to pour, I've mixed this up here, and we're going to pour half of this into both sides. So it's going to be a little hard to measure out, but we got this. Now with this is going to turn it a little bit gritty. It's also going to thicken the blend as well. You're going to want to slow cook this because you want the little gritty pieces to dissolve down really, really good, because it will separate when you finally store this in the in whatever like container. The gritty pieces will separate, so you just want to make sure that it's really, really dissolved. So this is now a very thick consistency, and you have a actual laundry detergent now. I mean, the science behind this is something that I'm not going to get into, but we are going to allow this to dissolve properly. Keep it on a low heat still. You're going to want to keep it, you know, low. But what you really want to do is you just want to make sure that you're mixing it really good, and you know, don't go too crazy, you know, because you don't want to, you know, you don't want to suds up. But it's going to start to get more and more thick as it progresses, and you just want to make sure that you leave this on for maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, allowing it to dissolve properly, both sides. I'm gonna just zoom out here so you can see over here. So even this one is starting to thicken up a little bit more. It's a lot less thick than the other one. But at this point, we're going to just keep mixing it for the next 10-15 minutes. I'd put a timer on and just keep it moving, keep it mixing. But this is, for all intents and purposes, if you weren't doing a magical working, these are the only steps you would need to make this blend. And then you could actually start to use this laundry detergent right away. Obviously you want to let it cool down, and then you would store this in a mason jar or a tub where you can access it when you need it. But then you can actually start to use this. But because the Glamour Witch is making this is definitely not where we end this video. So I'm going to show you how we are going to step it up just a little bit better. All right, you guys. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to step this up. So we're going to add in our essential oils. The first one that we're going to add to this is going to be jasmine. All right, so next we are going to add in sweet orange. Next is lavender. Now the next couple of ones that I'm going to be adding in are going to be a little bit on the more potent, heavy side. And so I would just be kind of, you know, careful how much you put in, how many drops you add to these, because they are going to be just a little more potent in their scent. The next one we're going to be using is patchouli. Next is going to be our cinnamon. Last but certainly not least, essential oil is going to be, you guessed it, frankincense. So frankincense is going to be in everything that I do, not only for protection, but to heighten magical energy and potency. We're going to be blessing and activating this to boost and to increase the magical energy and potency of this work, and to protect this energy and the people who are using this blend, that they be safe, because we are going to be getting a lot of attraction and a lot of energy from this. So we want to make sure there's some type of a protection element in this work. So now that our fragrances are in, they are mixed in. Remember, we already added the rose water at the beginning, so that's in here. We've added in a lot of different things. I just want to say, if you wanted to make this like more of a love domination, you could add clove to this as well, a clove essential oil, you know, something that's just a little bit more dominating in energy. But the patchouli, the cinnamon, and the jasmine for me are very, very powerful and potent herbs and essential oils to use when doing any type of love or lust magic, and they'll do the trick. So if you're looking for just a little bit more for whatever reason, you can add clove. I would just, you know, be wary of the scent. But you guys, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. All right, you guys, so as you can see, this is the final product. I also have a ton of extra, and there's a little bit in that pot as well, but this is what it's going to look like. Okay, you guys, so this is day 2, second day after filming this. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna get like a separation. It's going to be like a thick layer, as you guys saw, on the top, and then there's going to be liquid at the bottom, and it's going to turn into like a hard gelatin consistency. Same with this. What you're going to do is you're going to push it and you're going to mold it with your hands. You can also add in a little bit of extra hot water, which will help it kind of dissolve a little bit more. And you can either put this, you know, you can use like a whip or something like that. You can really just use your hands and go in and work it until you get it to this creamy consistency. Now, this is the blend now, but this was separated when I first woke up in the morning and saw this blend, and so I had to kind of go in. But now I can kind of just scoop, I can just kind of scoop the detergent into whatever I'm doing and add it to the blend, and it will stay like this. So this is a pretty big container, as you can see. We're pretty much a little bit over the 4 liter mark here, and then this one as well. This is just the same situation. I took this and I put it in this container, I pushed it down and molded it over, and ooh man, it smells so good. Ooh, but yeah, I want to let you guys know there is another step to this when it's all said and done. So when it does separate, you guys don't think it's weird or whatever the case may be. I don't want to leave you guys hanging with that information. So just remember, it's going to separate into a gelatin. Add a little bit of hot water and then go in with your hands or with some type of a tool that can whip this, and it'll go back into this full consistency. That way you have it full through and through, and this will stay like this for the rest of the time. And now you can just dip into it as you see fit, and you have your Love Linen Wash. 'Cause